fast and easy. Drain Magic's anti-clogging basket helps prevent clogs in your sink, catching hair, food, even jewelry. Made with brass and chrome and a silicone gasket, it creates a watertight seal. Order your Mermaid Drain Magic today for only $19.99 and get a Mermaid Toilet Bowl Cleaner absolutely free. Drop it in the tank for up to 3 months of cleaning. But wait, this could be your last chance to get Drain Magic at this low price with free toilet bowl cleaner. There's a strict limit of 3, so order now.
Call 1-800-519-4303 or visit GetDrainMagic.com. So call 1-800-519-4303 or visit GetDrainMagic.com. Order now.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for watching Breaking Point on Real America's Voice News. Thank you for joining the Rav family. So much happening out there. 9/11, 24th anniversary is coming up. I'll be on the ground, downtown, Ground Zero, next Thursday, giving live coverage with the network throughout the day. And listen, I got a great show for you today. Do not go anywhere. I have not only coming up Brad Kohler, running for governor of Minnesota, former UFC fighter, but I also have 3 blocks for you of an interview I did with Rudy Giuliani about New York, an intimate interview up in New Hampshire at his residence. And it was really very special. He really opened up about New York and how he turned it around. But then I got another interview next week on 9/11 about the day's events and Emergency Operations Center and all the incredible things that took place that day. Very candid, very intimate interview. It was very special. So right now, I want to get right to our first guest, Brad Kohler. He's a UFC fighter, retired, a businessman, author, and Minnesota gubernatorial candidate. Brad, how are you, sir?
Thank you for having me on the show, David. Appreciate it. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, it's great to see you again. You have this incredible story that you shared with us last time, but you're running, you got a crowded field. Minnesota hasn't gone red since 2006. You got Tim Jazz Hands Waltz running for a third term. They got a war chest. He's got like $30 million in the Democratic Farmer and Laborers Party, right, in Minnesota. GOP only has like 60 grand on hand. How can you get the nod, and how can you win this race against Tim Walz?
Well, it takes like a lot of work, first and foremost. And, I started this really early to get out there, shaking more hands, meeting more friends, creating the relationships with the minorities and the other ethnic communities is going to be a big help, because the people that voted for them before are now behind my campaign. And I believe we're going to have the numbers as well as the money. So we do have the national money coming in as well for my campaign. As far as the GOP goes, they're not fans of Brad Kohler right now. They are really establishment. They're not also a big fan of Donald Trump. I align mostly with Donald Trump than any other candidate. And I believe we're going to turn this state red now.
Yeah, you got so many people who want to run. Scott Jensen lost to Waltz by 7 points last time, may run again. Kendall Qualls lost to Jensen for the GOP nod last time. You've got Phil Parrish. You got House Speaker Lisa DeMuth. But what separates you from them?
Well, the difference is, I'm a businessman, so I don't have that safety net that they're used to.
Yeah.
These are people that live off the government spending and government salaries. They don't understand that, we don't get paid if we miss a day of work. They do. I think that's resonating a lot right now with all the fraud going on, especially for the DFL House taking 11 days off of work without getting, without any pay being deducted from them. I think people are sick of it here in Minnesota. I'm not a politician, and I think that's going to go a long way with our constituents here.
Okay. Tim Walz wants to call a special session on gun control, right? I wanted to ask you, do you think that Walz and his like in the state, this promotion of turning teenage boys into girls and vice versa, and do you think they have any culpability in the mental health aspect relating maybe just not to the trans shooter in the in the Annunciation, school. But is there culpability there?
It's very sad and confusing to a lot of people here, but that's all going to come to an end pretty soon once we get this person and poor leadership out of office. This is a dire straits situation. We have a lunatic that is in office that is, pushing this agenda, and they have the money to back this. And you know how much he fights against Donald Trump. So this is also one of the problems. We having not just a sanctuary state, but men and women's sports have got to stop.
Yeah, and the kid admitted in his in his writings, they pushed me to become trans, and he regretted that. He had a lot of hate riding through him, and then there's the other question: did these SSRI drugs and other things lead? Like the Columbine shooters were on Halcyon and Zoloft. They were building bombs in their room for a year. Where were their parents? Right? A lot of blame to go around. Maybe. I wanted to ask you also. So for the football team, the Vikings, they have male cheerleaders. Now, I'm not against male cheerleaders. I have a very good friend from Panama who's a male cheerleader, but they used to, project some masculinity. They were in support of the women cheerleaders, but now they're just really flamboyant. And isn't it they just sticking it into the fans' eyes?
It's kind of embarrassing for us what's going on here already just in the past 3 years, let alone the Vikings getting on board with this outrageousness of this woken movement. Again, our leadership shows such poor decisions that, I believe that once we get in office and have stronger leadership, this is going to come to a screeching halt.
Yeah, I would hope so. The fans can't be happy with this, really. And Minnesota, it's like manly men, and it's like, home and nuclear families and religion and, a lot of Christianity and others. So, all right, tell us what else you got going on, Brad.
Well, we're doing very well campaigning-wise. We've been, again, establishing with the minority organizations, and I think that's going very well. The campaign is strong. We have, like I said, national money coming in, but we could always use more. So, my website's bradkohler.com. I would love some help if you got it. I'm looking for Donald Trump's endorsement. That would also help. I don't believe we're going to have an endorsement here in Minnesota. Some of the candidates just don't trust the GOP. They don't feel comfortable with what's going on. We're very divided here as far as grassroots and establishment. And so I believe this is going to go to a primary, and I think that's where I'm going to have my advantage. Yeah,
and Walz as governor and the legislature blew through the $16 billion surplus you guys have. Also, historically, Minnesota was the only state that Mondale won against Reagan. Are there conservatives in Minnesota? Do you see a shift because of the past 5 years and the punitive policies, the high interest rates, the lack of opportunity, the high crime in Minneapolis? Do you see a conservative shift in the state?
We do. I think they're looking for leadership that's going to bring them growth, opportunities, and money. Well, one of the things that I bring to the table is a lot of revenue streams that I will introduce to the state of Minnesota that will not only help the state of Minnesota, but help the country get back on track as well. I think that we need to be firing in all 50 cylinders and supporting our commander-in-chief. And once we get in office there and are in alignment with Donald Trump, I think that it's only going to help the country. We need a leader here that has the capabilities of bringing other revenue streams, and I'm the only candidate that can do that.
All right. And how about your economic development efforts? We have about a minute and a half. Tell us what you would do to bring businesses back to Minnesota, make them feel safe again.
Absolutely. First of all, we need safety and security. Secondly, we need to open up the mines up north. That shows that geothermal scans show anywhere from $3.5 to $4 trillion in the ground. We need to build more cities in our rural areas and go to vertical farming. There's a lot of things that we can do here to create revenue streams, including the blockchain investments here. So I think there's a lot we can do. The problem is we need a business person that has that networking and is surrounding himself with better business people that are familiar with this. Politicians don't have those connections nor that vision.
Yeah, that's very interesting, and I appreciate that. All right, tell our viewers where they can follow you. I think it's important for people to follow you so they know what's going on in Minnesota. Yeah,
BradKohler.com, BradKohler.com is my website. You can follow me on social media as well. Brad Kohler for Governor of Minnesota. I appreciate your time, and thank you for having me on the show.
Brad, thank you so much, and we'll have you back. Anything hot breaks, just let me know, okay? Reach out.
Thank you. God bless America.
Thank you, sir. Okay, everybody, when I come back, and when we come back, I have a three-part interview with the former mayor, the greatest mayor in the history of New York City, Rudy Giuliani, turned it around. And this interview today was very one-on-one, heart-to-heart interview about how he turned around New York City. I worked with the Giuliani administration back then, 35 years ago, helping him do that, representing developers, home buying opportunities, which is not being produced today. It's all just subsidized housing and rentals, and we got to clean up New York once again. It's very moving, so I hope you enjoy it. And then again, next week, I have another half an hour sit down with Rudy Giuliani about 9/11 and the incredible events that day and the Emergency Operations Center team that watched, 5 buildings go down and damage to dozens of others, major structural damage in a 16-acre debris field with fires burning uncontrollably with no water pressure. So anyway, thank you so much, and we'll be right back. As countries have walked away in the past few years from the U.S. dollar, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, diversify into gold, into birch gold. And for over 5,000 years, gold has withstood inflation, geopolitical turmoil, and stock market crashes. And the great news is you can still get it. In fact, you can own gold and silver in a tax-sheltered retirement account. Birch Gold makes it easy to convert your IRA or 401k into an IRA in precious metals. And all you got to do is text the word America to 989898 to claim your free info kit on gold. With 20 years experience converting IRAs and 401ks into precious metal IRAs, Birch Gold can help you protect yourself with gold today by texting the word America to 989898 with an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, thousands of happy customers, and countless 5-star reviews. Secure your future with gold. Start today with a free info kit. Again, there's no obligation. Check it out. Make the request. Just text the word America to 989898.
Leaky refrigerator coil card.
Oh no.
But your future is bright with an American Home Shield warranty to protect your covered home system. Don't worry, be warranty.
Thinking about Social Security? Think AMAC. The AMAC Foundation takes the confusion and stress out of understanding Social Security's thousands of rules and regulations. Our nationally accredited advisors offer a personal touch that is unmatched. But that's not all AMAC has to offer. AMAC is America's leading conservative advocacy and benefits organization, guided by the principles of faith, family, and freedom. So when it comes to Social Security and so much more, think AMAC.
Kevin paid off over $12,000 in credit card debt with the help of Consolidated Credit. They cut his interest rates and lowered his payments so he could pay off his debt fast. Call 800-596-8062 for a free consultation.
Your wallet is always in danger. Criminals can scan and hack your information without you even knowing. Worse yet, it's bulky and so disorganized. But not anymore, because Slim is in. Introducing SlimMint, an ultra-thin RFID blocking wallet that keeps your cards and cash truly protected. And now may be your last chance to get it for a low price. SlimMint uses the latest RFID blocking technology to prevent thieves from scanning your wallet and stealing your info.
Having your information stolen is a nightmare. But with SlimMint, I know I'm protected.
With money clips, cash can easily fall out. But with the auto-locking SlimMint, your cards and money stay securely in place. Then just press the button to release the lock. SlimMint is ergonomically designed to optimize space and keep your belongings organized. It has a built-in cash clip and a flexible outer band to securely fit your additional cards and your extra cash. Even with everything you see here in the SlimMint, it's still ultra thin. Bulky wallets are uncomfortable, but the SlimMint is so compact it fits in any size pocket. Plus, it keeps everything easy to access.
SlimMint holds everything from pictures to credit cards, my driver's license, yet it's still so thin.
Say bye-bye to bent cards and damaged magnetic strips. SlimMint keeps them protected. It's crush resistant and can really take a beating. Similar wallets sell for over $100. But call or click now and get SlimMint for just $29.99. Order in the next 5 minutes and you'll get an instant $10 discount. So it's only $19.99. But wait, due to rising costs and supply chain shortages, this may be your last chance to get SlimMint at this low price. There's a strict limit of 3 SlimMint wallets while supplies last. You still have time to get your very own SlimMint wallets, but you must act fast. Don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-608-6630. That's 1-800-608-6630. Call or visit slimmintwallet.com. So call 1-800-608-6630 now.
Hey, welcome back. You're watching Breaking Point, Real America's Voice News. Next week, 24th anniversary of September 11th. Lost people close to me, my family, everybody in my family and my friend circle lost people. We lost almost 500 people here just from Long Island on that day. Very moving, and nobody was a better leader than Rudy Giuliani. So don't miss all our 9/11 coverage. Next Thursday, we'll be live throughout the day, and I'm going to air my interview with Rudy at his studios up in New Hampshire. It was a very moving day, a very intimate interview, but we talked about 9/11 and his leadership role and the events that day and him watching the buildings come down and everything, and the history of the 40 years of history in New York City that he was part of fighting for a long time. So we talk about a lot of really good stuff. You're not going to want to miss it. But also, I want to play the parts of the interview where we talk about New York City, how to turn it around, broken windows, the stop and frisk, the affordable home program, first-time buyer opportunities for home ownership, the Jack Kemp Enterprise Zone stuff, and how he turned around New York City. I worked with the administration back then, and he really did turn it around. We need that back, and we got a really scary election coming up in November. So check out my sit-down with Rudy Giuliani. Mayor Rudolph Giuliani, thank you for taking the time out to talk with us today at Real America's Voice.
Well, thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it. When I look at the New York state budget, New York City budget, I believe that at least 40% of the dollars goes for kickbacks. And how could the budget of New York City be the same as the budget of Florida? New York City has 8 million people, Florida has 23 million, and we both spend about 30 billion. Yeah. One of the biggest phony things in America is not-for-profits. Yeah. The not-for-profits make more profits than the for-profits, but it's not reported because they're stealing.
Okay.
When you see a not-for-profit, everybody get off fluttering. Oh, isn't that wonderful? They're a not-for-profit for homelessness. Yeah, they're getting homeless contracts worth 2 times what they're worth. They're kicking back to the city officials. And they're hiring all their relatives and friends to do the food, the security, the transportation, and then the food has maggots in it.
Yeah. Well, we see that going on all over the world with humanitarian
I just
aid.
described to you New York homelessness under Democrats.
Yeah.
I just described to you the whole alien program that everyone wondered why they're spending so much money.
Yeah.
Why are they treating the aliens like they're heroes and throwing the veterans out?
Yes.
Because it was any new program they would have jacked up so they could make money.
Sure.
You have no idea of the pervasiveness of corruption within urban Democrat parties. In New York, it goes back to Boss Tweed, yes. 170, 180 years. It's been rarely interrupted, except when a Republican's elected or an independent. And gosh, in the 20th century, there were only 3 of us.
Yeah, and it goes back to Tammany Hall, right?
And they have a picture, and they have a building named after the crookedest and most dangerous, damaging politician in history of the city, Boss Tweed. and they took down the statue of Thomas Jefferson. This will give you an idea of how dangerous they are. And don't tell me it isn't ultimately being run, even though a lot of them are dopes and they just follow along. Yeah. It's being run by an intelligent central group that are dedicated communists and Marxists.
Exploited by the Marxists.
And dedicated because they can join with the Marxists in hating America. How do you say such hateful things about America if you don't hate America? How do you put up an exhibit in the Smithsonian where you can press buttons to figure out how many slaves the first president had? It costs $1 million to do that. But I can't figure out. I can't figure out how many white people died to save black people. In the Civil War.
500,000 died in the Civil War.
You want to attack white people for what they did with slavery? I don't know of no Islamic country has ever had a war to free the slaves. And the Islamic countries
started slavery.
Had started slavery. They did slavery for 3 times longer than we did, and they were a much bigger member of the African trade than we are. And blacks convert to Muslim.
Right.
Because people lie about the Muslim religion.
Yeah, and Trump is trying to clean up some of the exhibits in the Smithsonian. He's not looking to erase slavery, but he wants to point out that the forward movement,
balance it,
right? The forward, all the progress made by the downtrodden.
I hate
and our bright future.
I was brought up to hate slavery.
Yeah.
Why was Thomas Jefferson a hero, even though he was a slave owner? Because the man slaved over slavery. His writings about slavery.
And he banned the importation of slavery.
Yes, his guilty conscience about it. The words, all men are created equal, put a poison pill deliberately by the most brilliant man who was president in our founding documents. So he knew he couldn't emancipate them when he tried during his period of time. He even thought of freeing them. He personally, wrong or right, he didn't think they'd be able to handle it because they'd never been educated.
Sure.
That's a reasonable thing. It may be wrong. Maybe he should have taken a chance at it. But that man slaved over. How do we get this country on a course to get out of it more than anybody else? So you got to give him credit. He's a man of his time, and I don't know that we ever would have had emancipation when we did if it wasn't for Jefferson, and we never would have had Americans who had built up such a hatred of it they were willing to die for it. That didn't happen in the Middle East.
Right.
In the Middle East, they were doing slavery up until 1960.
Yes.
Black slavery. American Indian tribes had black slaves. Nobody wants to tell you that.
Yeah.
I mean, are they going to have to pay the reparations?
Right. And how do you separate it? How do you separate it out? And
well, they do absolutely stupid things. How do blacks that came here after slavery get reparations? How do blacks from South Africa get reparations?
Yeah. Well, if he came here from Haiti or Dominican
I mean, in South
Republic.
Africa, you may have had slaves.
Yeah.
And you take Kamala Harris, her family, in her family tree, she had a white relative who was a big slave owner.
Yes. Yes, that's true. That's definitely true. I wanted to go back to 9/11 for a moment and ask about, Donald Trump. What was your interaction back then? I know he brought in a lot of Teamsters to help clean up the site. What was your experience?
Well, at that time, he'd been a friend for about 11 or 12, or more than that. We became friends in 1986. And as the years went along, we got closer and closer. Because he was a Democrat and supported me immediately for mayor in 1988. Supported me without fail in all of I ran twice, lost once, ran again. The Democratic Party was very angry at him. He was one of my major supporters.
Yes.
And you get Donald Trump, you get all of Donald Trump's friends. Not only that, he was a supporter of my policies. You have to have described him as a conservative Democrat. He agreed with all the crime things he's doing now are the crime things I did then and that he supported then.
Yes.
And that he applauded me for.
Well, let's get into that crime in New York City.
But he was a part of my political advisors. He was one of my major business advisors, and we weren't close as we were then when I represented him.
Right.
He was not like my closest personal friend, but he was more than just a friend. We went to ball games together. We had a close mutual friend, George Steinbrenner. He was close to George, and I was close to George before we met. And George also encouraged our working together.
I'm so excited to have Maria from switch2usa.com with us. Switch, the number 2usa.com. She's been a longtime supporter of the show, and we're so grateful. Maria, how are you?
I'm well. Thank you for having me, David. And I'm very excited to be here and let everyone know what's been going on.
Yeah, so tell us about Switch to USA, American-made products by American factory workers.
This is an extraordinary time for all of us to be in this mission. The mission is not only MAGA, but MAHA, right? And we've been in this business for maybe 3.5, 4 years. Some of us maybe longer. We are an American manufacturer. We did the deep dive. We found an American manufacturer that's been doing business for 40 years. And it's a discount club membership. So you get between 45 and 47% off when you shop monthly. It's all wellness products, cleaning, laundry, toothpaste, mouthwash, the basic essentials for every American. So I always say, if you have skin and hair and teeth, this is where you need to be. This is a mission where we can defund the BlackRock and the pyramid scheme that's BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street. And this is an American-owned, made in America manufacturer. They're all processed here in the USA, manufactured here in the USA. Everything is door delivered, including our ranch. We have a ranch, and everything is USA processed right here from our ranch. They have a processing center.
All right. Tell our viewers how they can get involved and how do they find you.
Oh, please come to Switch, the number 2usa.com. Either myself or my family and team will answer your call. Please schedule an appointment. So expect to hear about the details. You get to pick and choose if you want beef or wellness or both. We'll sign you up and expect to shop with us on the very first time. And then every month thereafter, you get to shop all by yourself. And remember, this is a patriot mission. And we're so grateful that we get to build America.
All right, Maria Lynn, love to see you. And go to the bottom of the screen there, switch2usa.com, and get it today. Thank you. Download the Real America's Voice News app today.
Hey, Rav family and War Room Posse, mark your calendar. September 12th and 13th, the Rebels, Rogues, and Outlaws Tour is coming to the America First Warehouse.
I have never seen anything like this.
2 unforgettable days filled with patriots, barbecue, and live shows straight from the most amazing place, the America First Warehouse. Get ready for a special guest to be announced, plus a 3-hour live episode of Studio 6B.
And we're just going to go do it.
On the 12th, Steve Bannon will host War Room Live at 5 p.m. And Steve will be back again on the 13th. Woo! Followed by 1 hour with Peter Navarro.
I went to prison, so you won't have to.
The Rebels, Rogues, and Outlaws Tour, September 12th and 13th at the America First Warehouse. Scan the QR code to see pricing and availability. Don't miss this opportunity. Tickets won't last.
Hi, it's Christina again. Is your shower trying to tell you something? Is getting in and out of the bathtub becoming a safety concern? Are you worried about the cost of a bathroom remodel that could go on for weeks and weeks? Well, now you can have a gorgeous new bath or shower that's safer at a price you can afford with a 1-day Jacuzzi Bath remodel. And now they're bringing you this special TV offer. We're waiving all installation costs and postponing all payments for up to 1 year. Jacuzzi Bath remodel has a design you'll love at a price you can afford.
Literally, they came in the morning, did the demolition, and installed our bathtub in 1 day. I definitely wish we called Jacuzzi a lot sooner.
Okay, so tell me, what are the 2 most common reasons people are calling Jacuzzi Bath remodel right now?
Well, maybe they're just tired of the old, worn-out eyesore of a bath. Often they have dated colors, tiles that might be cracking and fading, or impossible to clean grout. Christina, did you know that the average shower has up to 300 linear feet of grout?
Honestly, I had no idea.
Yeah, that's a whole lot of scrubbing. So that's definitely one of the reasons people call. And you'll love that the new bath or shower just rinses clean and resists mold and mildew. Now, another big reason people call is they've been feeling uneasy stepping over that tub to take a shower. And we're here to help with a safer, more stylish shower that you'll love and is custom designed for you.
Every time I stepped over my old bathtub, I worried I might fall. I don't have those fears anymore. Jacuzzi Bath remodel gave me a gorgeous shower that's safe too.
It was done in the same day. We did not have to wait. It is amazing.
Time is running out to take advantage of this special offer. When you call right now, we're waiving all installation costs with our Christina Across America offer and no interest and no payments for up to 1 year. Call now to schedule your free, no obligation in-home design consultation. You can create your new bath or shower customized just for you, installed in just 1 day from the most trusted name with Jacuzzi Bath Remodel. Call now.
It's never been easier. Get your free design consultation, schedule your 1-day installation, and start loving your new bath or shower right away.
You can go from this to this, and from this to this, or even from this to all this in just 1 day.
I did not like my bathroom before and was embarrassed by it. Yes. This is unbelievable. It is stunning. I can't believe it.
Time is running out to take advantage of this special offer. When you call right now, we're waiving all installation costs with our Christina Across America offer and no interest and no payments for up to 1 year. Call now to schedule your free, no obligation in-home design consultation. You can create your new bath or shower customized just for you, installed in just 1 day from the most trusted name with Jacuzzi Bath Remodel. Call now.
The 1980s were a horror show for New York City. Crown Heights riots, Jews were getting killed in the street, stores were getting burnt down, racial tensions were at an all-time high. Giuliani led us out of that struggle, turned around New York City, and check out part 2 of my sit-down with the greatest mayor, Rudy Giuliani. I wanted to talk about your time as mayor. I brought up before that I wanted to just address the time.
Sure.
When you took leadership of New York City. We were in a recession. We had the housing crisis of 89. We had the stock market crash of 87. We had the peace dividend. You came into a city with incredible crime rates. You bring in Bill Bratton. You lower crime on the subway 35% in the first 10 months. Tell us about broken windows.
Well, just to give you a perspective, we had 7 to 8 times the number of murders per capita in New York the day I took over than today. Maybe 5 times Washington, D.C., Chicago, the ones we're addressing. So I guess the point that I want to make was, at every level, the crime numbers were in a different order of magnitude than they are today.
Yes.
So when they can't handle it, it doesn't make me very confident. I mean, if you can win a war that's 5 times bigger than the prior war, why can't you win this one? All you have to do is give up your Marxist, pro-criminal, sick, destructive policies, and we'll be fine. And all you really have to do is go back and get the Attorney General's Task Force on Violent Crime report of 1982, written by Governor Thompson and James Q. Wilson. I was the coordinator of that group, and in that document are all the things we did from 80 through Clinton to make America safer than it ever was by the late 1990s. I mean, Clinton accomplished that.
Yes.
Now, you follow those, it can come right down again, because we abrogated all those. For example, they now have cashless bail. They put all the multiple criminals, unless they chop your head off and eat it, back out.
Yeah. 3 hours later for stabbing somebody.
Okay. James Q. Wilson studied and said, those are the people that commit multiple crimes. No matter what the multiple crime is, they eventually have to be incarcerated, because that's the only way to bring the crime down.
Yes.
The best way to bring the crime down is to get off the street the people who's committing it, because they're crime machines, the career criminals. The bad news is you got to put them in jail. The good news is if you had a good program to identify them, it's not as many people as you think.
So Rikers Island, you had 20-something thousand inmates in Rikers Island. Now it's probably under 6.
I always say...
Right, you put people, and the city, they were putting people in jail, but not anymore.
Well, I described the city's problems. There are somewhere, and I used a number, I used to do this with Bernie, because he ran corrections and prisons. They're about right now, today, and this is a big range, but a pretty good one. 7,000 to 8,000 to 9,000 people that are walking in the streets who are severe criminals, that are a danger to people, that wouldn't be walking in the streets if we changed our policies.
Yeah.
And I was mayor, or Bloomberg was mayor. But the only time in the last 70 years, because we had the problem before too, that we did that is when you had a Republican independent mayor.
Right.
Under a Democrat mayor, you have to deliver a policy program that encourages criminality. When I became mayor, I was aware of that. I was aware that, I was in law enforcement all my life. I was aware of that because of the study of the organized crime, of the Attorney General's task force. When I came into being U.S. Attorney, I knew I had to cooperate. Like I saw the governor of Illinois, who is close to a blithering idiot, the one that the president calls a slob.
Pritzker.
Yeah, and he said he doesn't want or they don't need help.
Now they have 5 times the murder rate in New York.
From the federal government. I can't imagine, and he's not going to work with Trump. I can't imagine doing that as mayor. I worked with Bill Clinton.
Right.
I didn't like Bill Clinton.
Right.
I disagree with Bill Clinton.
Right.
I worked really, really hard for him not to be elected. But as the mayor in New York, that had nothing to do with it.
Right.
I've got to tell you the other thing. Like Trump, it had nothing to do with him. The night that he lost the vote on the 1994 crime bill to Newt Gingrich,
right,
he called me up and he said, Mayor, people tell me you helped author this. I said, Mr. President, I did. And that you've been working on amendments to it that Republicans can agree to. I said, I have for 4 months with Schumer and with Schumer in the House and Joe Biden in the Senate.
Right.
Joe Biden's niece worked for me. And I said, this is just politics. They agree with it. I said, Newt agrees with it. He says, what? I said, Newt agrees with it. He just wants to screw you. Which, if it was something else, I would have agreed with it.
Wow.
But don't do it to me in crime. So then I went down to the White House the next day, 2 Republicans, myself and Mayor Reardon of Los Angeles. And we were on an airplane to Minneapolis campaigning for the bill by noontime. 2 Republicans, one a major opponent of his, and later a major opponent of his and his wife. And I was 100% for the bill. When the bill was passed, he had me at the ceremony, and he gave me a letter saying I was the best mayor in America.
Yeah.
Always wanted to use it if I ran against her.
I wanted to ask you,
but my conclusion is, here's what happens. Why did I do that? Because I care about my country and my city more than the Republican Party or my political future. And, or I define my political future as doing a good job. I don't know what these guys are. Are they unpatriotic? Are they traitors? Are they stupid? Do they like to see their people die?
Maybe it's all of the above.
Well, do you know they had no murders in the district for 12 days?
Yeah.
If they had had murders, 90% of them were black people.
Yeah.
So whose lives did he save?
Right. And I think the black population is very grateful.
Thank you, Mr. President. You're the first guy that came along that gave us 12 days and no blacks being killed.
Even in Chicago, there's black people on the streets saying they welcome the National Guard.
8 out of 10 in Chicago. 7.5 out of 10 in New York. When I get them all angry when they call me a racist and I say, well, you're going to have to deal with the fact that I have the record. What record? For saving more black lives than any mayor in the history of the city.
Yes, you did.
You go ahead and you try to tell me anybody else who saved more black lives than I've had.
So the murder
you can't
rate,
imagine how high it was.
You went from almost 3,000 murders 2,000 to 300.
No, I went from 2,400 to 600, and Bloomberg took it down to 300.
It's incredible. So I worked with the builders at the time when you were mayor, and you and I have a point here that you worked with the New York City Housing Partnership, which was run by a Democrat, right? Kathy Wild, well, she was a Democrat, right? You cleaned up all the neighborhoods with that. You gave home ownership opportunities to New Yorkers instead of just rentals and HUD
I
rentals.
thought home ownership was important for having a stake in the community. I participated in a program that is controversial and is considered to be possibly a bit of a contributor to the economic downturn. But you have to excuse it because there was an emergency for it. I thought that one of the things that would help assure the reduction of crimes can make people homeowners.
Yeah.
If I could, first of all, if I can get them out of the damn
I watched it. Bushwick, you cleaned up Bushwick.
If I can get them out of the projects, step one.
Yeah.
And put them in a better program. Even government.
You give somebody a title to a home, they kick out the drug dealers from in front of their house.
Yeah, and they learn capitalism when it works. So they buy a home for, let's say, $100,000. They have a down payment very small, but the down payment may have to be for them something like $20,000.
Yeah.
So they have maybe $1,000. We put in 11. All of a sudden, and this was happening at the beginning.
And the Sonny Mae kicked in $25,000 for the purchase of a new home. But think of what happens to them.
This is what happens to their brains. These people became capitalists. So now they have their $100,000 home. They probably put in more like $2 or $3,000, which is something for them.
Yeah.
The percentage of they were putting in meant a lot more to them than the government.
Yes.
And the government puts the rest of the money in. Now all of a sudden, they're there 1 year and the place is worth $130,000. That whole investment is wiped out.
Yeah.
Then it's $200,000. Now they have equity. They got, these people have $70,000.
So I want to segue because that led to the Anchor Revitalization Program. Because investors and retailers felt safe, you had a program that gave federal loan guarantees for builders to take risks in 116th and Lenox, Harlem, Brooklyn, Coney Island.
You know what I did?
Yeah.
I also, at the same time, started a workfare program. I said, if you're collecting welfare, you got to go to work.
Yeah.
Oh, boy, do they get angry at me. They love me for one, hated me for the other. And I said, you know, that second one's even more important. And you're going to love me more for that one.
Yeah.
I went to a meeting in my high school. Because eventually I went so far as, if you're getting welfare and you're getting free education, you have to work. And you got to work while you're going to school. But only 15 hours, not 20.
Right.
The kids went crazy. How can you expect us to study? And so I got them all together in my old high school, which is in the middle of Bedford-Stuyvesant.
Yeah.
I thought if I went to my old high school, I could impress them. You get about 1,000 kids in the auditorium. And I said, I explained the whole thing about work ethic and why it's been destroyed and why if you have a second generation in welfare, you know nobody that works. And how do you learn the work ethic? You see it. You see your father and mother working.
Yeah.
You see your uncles. You see the guy next door, Now, I see the opposite of that. No father. Mommy can't work. Mommy's a drug addict. Everybody's a drug addict. I don't understand work.
Yeah.
And work is counter to laziness.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more Breaking Point on Real America's Voice News.
Hey, Rav family and War Room Posse, mark your calendar. September 12th and 13th, the Rebels, Rogues, and Outlaws Tour is coming to the America First Warehouse.
I have never seen anything like this.
2 unforgettable days filled with patriots, barbecue, and live shows straight from the most amazing place, the America First Warehouse. Get ready for a special guest to be announced, plus a 3-hour live episode of Studio 6B.
And we're just going to go do it.
On the 12th, Steve Bannon will host War Room Live at 5 p.m. And Steve will be back again on the 13th. Woo! Followed by 1 hour with Peter Navarro.
I went to prison so you won't have to.
The Rebels, Rogues, and Outlaws Tour, September 12th and 13th at the America First Warehouse. Scan the QR code to see pricing and availability. Don't miss this opportunity. Tickets won't last.
When surprise breakdowns happen, American Home Shield will be there to fix or replace parts of the systems and appliances you rely on every day. They help protect your time and money by connecting you with qualified pros and helping pay for covered repairs or replacements. AHS offers flexible and affordable plans for every home. Sign up today and get 50% off. Visit ahs.com or call 833-PLAN-AHS for this limited time offer.
There's nothing worse than losing your dog before their time.
That's why I created Dr. Marty Nature's Blend, designed to help dogs with everything from digestive issues to itching, even moving better.
Nature's Blend works because it's freeze-dried. So instead of destroying the nutrients with high heat, they all get right into your dog's body.
Take it from a veterinarian with over 50 years of experience saving dogs' lives. I have never seen a food make this much impact on a dog's health.
For a limited time, get up to 54% off Dr. Marty Nature's Blend, plus a free gift with our special TV offer. Call or go to drmartypets.com/TV.
Stay tuned to get a free automatic toilet bowl cleaner from Mermaid. Your sink stopper's broken, but fixing a drain is such a pain. Not anymore. Introducing Mermaid Drain Magic, the instant solution to most broken drains. Simply remove and replace. In just seconds, you can fill and drain with a simple press of a button. Drain Magic makes replacing your old, broken, rusty, even missing sink stoppers fast and easy.
Practically took me 5 seconds to replace. It absolutely made my sink look like brand new. Honestly, I couldn't believe it. How could it work so well, look so good, and install so quickly?
And forget clogging, because Drain Magic's anti-clogging basket helps catch debris before it goes down the drain. When the basket's full, just discard. Helps prevent clogs in your sink by catching hair, food, even jewelry. Drain Magic uses a silicone gasket that creates a watertight seal without messy plumber's putty. Look, this sink was filled hours ago and the water still remains. Press the spring-loaded stopper and the water's gone. Made of brass and finished in high-quality chrome, Drain Magic is rust-resistant and built to last.
It's made out of metal, not plastic, and it actually has some weight to it. Yeah, this is the real deal. It just looks like a new sink now.
Order your 2-in-1 drain solution, Mermaid Drain Magic, today for only $19.99. And with every order, you're going to get a Mermaid automatic toilet bowl cleaner absolutely free. Just drop it in the tank for up to 3 months of hands-free cleaning. Mermaid's ultra-concentrated formula cleans and deodorizes with every flush. But wait, due to rising costs, this may be your last chance to get Mermaid Drain Magic at this incredibly low price with free Mermaid toilet bowl cleaner. There's a strict limit of 3. Call or click now to order.
Call 1-800-519-3206 or visit getdrainmagic.com. So call 1-800-519-3206 or visit getdrainmagic.com. Order now.
Once again, I just want to remind you, watch all our live 9/11 special coverage from Ground Zero throughout the day on Real America's Voice News. And again, I sat down with Rudy Giuliani at a studio up in New Hampshire. We talked about 9/11 and stuff, and I'm going to play all that next week. But now I have part 3 of our sit down with Mayor Rudy Giuliani on how he turned around New York City and how we can do it again and what we got to do. And we need leadership really bad. Check it out.
How does New York get back? 36% of the kids don't go to school. Rape is up 21.5% in New York City so far this year. The subways, they say they're safe, but the subway cars aren't safe. How do we get leadership back in New York City?
You elect one. You elect somebody like that. Adams is a real tragedy. Adams, 3/4 of the time, has the right idea, and most of the time doesn't have the courage to implement it because the Democrat Party will cut his, Finally, now he's free, but it's too late. The people of the city have made a conclusion about him, and I'm worried about the corruption that's coming out.
Right.
It's too much. And it's too much, and it's too much like allegations about him when he was borough president.
Yes.
But except the money was 2 to 3 times. And very similar to what was being, nobody's ever investigated all of the corruption surrounding the pandemic. And the reason the Democrats were carrying on the pandemic,
NGOs,
even governors.
Yeah.
Of course, Kathy Hochul got her campaign paid for by the pandemic when she ran for governor. And nobody covers it. Because Democrats are allowed to be major criminals at a level we never tolerated when America was
so we all see the difference.
A country under God and morals.
We all see the difference in New York pre-COVID to now, de Blasio to now, and it's a sad state of affairs. So what happens if Mamdani gets elected in New York City? Is he going to work with President Trump?
No, he's not going to work with President Trump, which is, of course, absurd. He has no choice but to work with President Trump could take away 1/3 of his budget. Right. The city already, 12% of its budget doesn't exist. It's not in budget. You take away another 13%, that's 25% of the budget is gone. The city will starve.
Do you see a chance for a Republican or other to win in a plurality like Lindsay won in 1969 against Mamdani if all 5 candidates stayed in?
You want me to give you a scenario
Sure.
that I see? Okay. They stupidly elect him. Within a year, he's got us so bankrupt. The other times we were bankrupt within a range in which we could fix it.
Yes.
And then you got good people that came in that did it. Koch and Kerry did that. I did that with Pataki. they have no idea how close we were to bankruptcy when I took over the mayoralty. I mean, bankruptcy is you have more obligations than you have assets. We were in bankruptcy.
Sure.
The reason I supported Mario Cuomo over Pataki the first time is he promised to give me money. And he would have, because he didn't want to see the city go bankrupt. And Cuomo helped me become mayor, because he couldn't stand Dinkins.
Yes.
He couldn't stand Dinkins.
Yeah.
Cuomo had a conscience.
Well, the city was in turmoil.
Well, Mario was a different guy. Mario was a religious guy, and he had a conscience. And he couldn't watch. The thing that turned him off forever on Dinkins was the Crown Heights riots, when they went out and killed Jews. Yeah. They just went out and killed Jews like crazy, and Dinkins let Sharpton run the city.
You had Freddie's sneaker shop. You had all this stuff going on.
Cuomo was too good a man to accept that because he was a Democrat. I think it's part of the reason he didn't run. Yeah. He realized that they all supported, they would reject him, and he was disgusted. So I supported him because I didn't know Pataki. I wasn't sure. I needed a sure thing. I needed somebody that could help me if, in fact, my programs didn't work.
Yes.
I wasn't a fool, arrogant idiot. I was lucky. My programs worked 5 times better than I thought. I remember saying about a year before my re-election, boy, I'm the luckiest person in the world. If they had tried to re-elect me a year and a half through, they'd have thrown me out.
Yes.
I mean, every program wasn't working. I was forcing people to work. I was forcing people to be on workfare. I was forcing students to be on workfare. And I was going to tell them, I'm doing the best thing for you ever. You're gonna thank me when you get older, like my father used to say, and they booed me off the stage.
Yes.
Do you know they come up to me now? Sometime we should walk down the streets of the city. I guarantee you, if I walk for 3 blocks,
oh, forget it.
I will get an African American or someone else to say, I was in your workfare program. I hated you. It was the best thing that ever happened.
Yeah.
Do you know how that makes me feel?
Yeah.
It makes it all worth it.
I watched.
It makes it worth it.
Bowler Avenue.
That's what I was doing it for.
I watched whole neighborhoods get cleaned up. You can go all the way up to Harlem under you. You led to the revival of Harlem.
Some of them are still better. Harlem's better.
Yeah.
It's going back.
It is.
But it's better than what it was.
I remember there wasn't a lick of garbage all the way up to 116th Street when you were mayor.
Yeah, and the black politicians who represented Harlem never did a damn thing but steal the money that was coming in there for them. That's why Rangel retires as a millionaire. Dinkins retires as a millionaire.
Yeah.
And then they were glorified as the press as heroes of the black people. They were actually the traitors to the black people.
Yeah.
They lived off them. They lived off their institutional poverty and had to keep them that way.
No,
poverty pimps used to be the word.
Sure. Yeah. And race baiters, right?
Sure.
All right. I want to thank you so much for taking the time.
This was one of the best interviews I've had. I got to say something. You know the background of this better than anybody's ever interviewed me.
Wow. Well, it's near and dear to me.
So we should be in contact. I could use you.
Yeah.
As we explain.
Listen,
thank you.
You know, the people of New York were grateful for your leadership, not only during 9/11.
Well, thank you.
But turning it around to New York City.
Thank you. You know the message I'd like to leave them with?
Yeah.
Look, I'm just a human being. I am very aware of the fact that I didn't do it by myself.
Yes.
I did get very, very lucky in having a terrific staff.
Yeah.
And I had a great Speaker of the City Council, a Democrat, Peter Vallone. George Pataki did a lot.
I like Peter Vallone.
George couldn't accomplish as much because he had the crook, Shelley Silver.
Yeah.
I knew that. I always felt bad for George. After my original support for Cuomo, I regretted it somewhat because George turned out to be a great, great person.
Yeah. And showed leadership after 9/11. Yeah.
He made one of the critical decisions in putting us together. Nobody knows this, and it should be explained more because people will follow it. We were a team for 4 months. We were not outside of each other's sight more than 2 hours a day. We had our staff meetings together. He took the governor's staff meeting and the mayor's staff meeting, and we held it together because we knew we could get along. But we know government enough to know that our staffs are going to fight no matter what.
Yeah.
And we put them there and made them work jointly on things. And here was the outcome of it. If something went wrong, had we not done that, his staff would have blamed me, my staff would have blamed him, and we never would have resolved it.
Yeah.
Now if it goes wrong, we both have to defend it.
You're all in the same room.
And we got to fix it.
Yeah.
It was, and I think he came up with that idea. If he didn't, he agreed to it right away. And I think that is probably a core principle of how you deal with an emergency. There's got to be a joint. If you see a hurricane and you see, like in Katrina, the governor in the Capitol and the mayor in a boat having a nervous breakdown, the federal government can't do anything about that.
Right.
Because they're not on the spot. The president's going to go awful.
Yeah.
And the people are going to die.
Well, again, it means a lot that you took the time for us. I want to thank you. And,
this is very valuable.
Reach out anytime.
But that there, Real America's Voice.
Real America's
Voice. You're one of the prime 10, I'd say I put on a list of 8, 10 that saved free speech in America during the Dark Ages.
We're in touch with the people.
The Dark Ages were the
we listen to the real American voices across America.
Yeah.
And that's what makes Rav a great place.
You're just telling the truth.
Yes.
You're using your common sense, as the president says, to try to figure out the truth. Look, there are times I disagree with him.
Wear a mirror.
But I use the same process that he uses, and then I eventually can figure out, or he moderates it, or it's not that you agree with someone like that who you admire. I've worked for Ronald Reagan.
Yes.
I agree with Ronald Reagan 80% of the time, 90% of the time. But that's more than enough. And he did monumental things like free Eastern Europe.
You know what the core of it is? The good people of America are tired of being told they're the bad people. And that's why Donald Trump got elected again.
Yeah, well, we could talk about this at some point, but I'm going to tell you the key thing to it, throwing God out.
Sure.
You throw God out, you can't have morality.
Look what happened in Minneapolis today.
I say to people that don't believe in God, you're better off with a country that believes in God, because it'll be a better country. Maybe you're special and you can figure out how to be very moral and high-minded and contributory without God. Most people need God.
100 million were killed under communism.
So I used to know atheists I debated with who used to say that. I learned that from an agnostic.
Yeah.
I don't think God exists. I can't quite get myself there. It isn't that I'm sure he doesn't, but I can't see the proof. But I think it's much better that people do, because it makes them better.
There's no doubt about it. Thank you again.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thanks for watching Breaking Point on Real America's Voice News.
Hey, Rav family and War Room Posse, mark your calendar. September 12th and 13th, the Rebels, Rogues, and Outlaws Tour is coming to the America First Warehouse.
I have never seen anything like this.
2 unforgettable days filled with patriots, barbecue, and live shows straight from the most amazing place, the America First Warehouse. Get ready for a special guest to be announced, plus a 3-hour live episode of Studio 6B.
And we're just going to go do it.
On the 12th, Steve Bannon will host War Room Live at 5 p.m. And Steve will be back again on the 13th.
Woo!
Followed by 1 hour with Peter Navarro.
I went to prison so you won't have to.
The Rebels, Rogues, and Outlaws Tour, September 12th and 13th at the America First Warehouse. Scan the QR code to see pricing and availability. Don't miss this opportunity. Tickets won't last. Let your voice be heard. Where can you get exclusive Rav content and interact directly with all of our great show talent? Join the brand new Rav social community at rav.social. Use special promo code RAVFAM to get your first month of the Rav social community membership free.
People are being given 20 days to move their savings out of bank accounts just because of their political views. In fact, a conservative billionaire in Washington, who you know very well, was forced to transfer hundreds of millions of dollars. Hi, I'm Dr. Ron Paul. If they can debank billionaires for their politics, what's stopping them from doing the same to you? This is why I've always advocated for the one asset that can't be debanked: gold. Click below for a free info kit on gold IRAs from my trusted friends at Birch Gold Group. For thousands of years, while paper currencies and banking systems failed, gold has preserved wealth. Even billionaires are learning this lesson the hard way. Don't wait for your own 20-day notice. Click below for your free info kit on gold IRAs.
Do you suffer in pain? Are you stiff, tense, or less active?
Introducing the Easy Well Remedy Massage System, a triple fusion of therapeutic experiences. Full body vibrational therapy increases blood circulation and reduces inflammation. Infrared heat penetrates deep to reduce pain, soothe, and relax. The Ultra Shiatsu pillow with 6 heated nodes mimics a professional massage. Plus, it's detachable for deep relief anywhere you need it. Experience the true remedy for your pain and stiffness. Call now.
Who wants to drag out a bulky vacuum? Introducing Horsepower Duck, a super compact vac with ultra powerful suction. Clean up that mess in the kitchen, the spill on the sofa, even sawdust in the workshop. Just duck it up. The compact design can reach the tightest places, so store it in any drawer where it's always at your fingertips. You can even store it in your glove box for the ultimate car vac. The HEPA filter helps remove dust